Mr. Martin Laffin, professor in public policy in Queen Mary University in London. Welcome to our Mediabox.
Thank you.
On the occasion of the Congress session, we had a debate on the regional dimension for future Europe. And you had an intervention in this debate. What you see as a challenge for the regionalism perspective and the future for Europe?
Right. I think there are two challenges. I think the first challenge is the indications are that we're seeing greater regional divergence in terms of the economic development. So the wealthier regions are pulling away from the poorer regions, and the poor regions are finding it very challenging to make up the economic lost ground. And we really don't know what it is that enables a poor region to catch up. So I think that's one set of issues. I think the other set of issues is about the relationship with central government. And I think, as some people were saying during the debate, that we do see a growing centralisation in some countries, and what we thought was a process of general regionalisation across Europe seems to be halting and maybe even going to reverse in some countries. And I think it partly reflects these changing economic relationships, and it also reflects the way in which central governments find themselves struggling with very diverse and very challenging political forces. You know, we see a rise of the people who feel they're left behind by economic development. We see the increasing tensions between the wealthier and the less wealthy regions over redistribution and tensions there. And these are really quite challenging for central governments to manage.
And what could be the role of the Congress in that sense? Because local and regional authorities are sometimes suffering because of this centralized perspective. But what can Congress suggest or recommend to the member states?
I think there are two things that the Congress could think about and point to the states, the member states. I think one issue is about policy learning, about how do we learn from what other states are doing. And I think that's quite challenging because of very different circumstances. Nonetheless, I think there definitely are lessons there about what works and, of course, what doesn't work. So I think the Congress is superbly well placed as, if you like, a policy learning machine. I think the other challenge is, how do you represent what it is the regions really represent? Because the Congress faces a paradox that it's trying to represent collectively what's actually a diversity by definition of regions. And I think that's really quite challenging. Whether one feels that maybe the Congress could differentiate more, try to build up different types of regions and perhaps promote policy learning in that way, that might be one option. But certainly going ahead, I think that's a major challenge for the Congress.
So policy learning and sharing experiences maybe is the main objective for Congress as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.